Welcome back to Social Studies 10. How are we all? Hope we are all keeping well. We're seated comfortably in a appropriate learning environment and we're all ready for another social studies class. I know this is a little bit bizarre and it does look like for the foreseeable future that we'll have to commit to this whole e-learning online experience. But you know what? It's going to be great. As we discussed in class, with the whole concept of globalization, there are a lot of things that force it, that push it into the existence or to the extent that it exists today. One of those examples was technology or media or communicative technologies. Hopefully you remember them. This generation or your generation is particularly lucky that there are so much advancements in terms of technology. So for that reason, it'll be so much easier to do this learning and teaching online in contrast to about 10 years ago. Okay, this would not be possible in my time, I can tell you that much. So I will try my best to make these online classes as interesting and as enjoyable as they would be in Classroom 207 in Maplewood. So let's just imagine that is where we are for these classes. We're still in Classroom 207 and we're having a normal social studies class. Okay, so I do have a class planned for you today for Sunday the 22nd of March. I will get to that in a couple of minutes. However, I thought I would also use this time to add a little bit more detail or make sure you understand the routine to expect for the coming days and perhaps weeks. So here we go. Let's log on to our Google Classroom Social 10. Hopefully you're all on that at this point. Okay. Now, this morning you obviously clicked on the little comment box or the most updated attachment on the stream of Google Classroom. Now, I am recording this prior to Sunday, so it will be there by then. So let's pretend this is it. This is going to be the setup for our classes per day. Okay, I will update these comments, so by the end of the week there'll be one for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on. So they'll look something like this. So I'm glad that this morning you saw, okay, Sunday, 22nd of March, 11:30 to 12:15. Yep, according to the new schedule, that is my social studies class. So what's going to happen in today's lesson? Well, the class topic, we are going to be refreshing and confirming our knowledge. Now, I've also put 2 learning objectives up there. By the end of the lesson, we, or you guys, will be able to do the following. I can refresh, reinforce, and confirm my knowledge of the concept of globalization and its impacts on identity. And I can describe a plan of action to use technology to solve a problem and defend an informed position on an issue. Now, I know that seems quite wordy, but it will make sense when I go through the instructions of what we are going to do today. Okay, so if you're all listening to me, hopefully that means that you have clicked on this attachment. Now, because this is scheduled, I'm not going to click on that one, but I have it right up here. Once you've clicked into it, this page will pop up. Okay, this is the sheet or the page that pretty much sums up our social studies classes for the week. It just keeps it all in one organized spot. Those of you who have listened and watched the intro to e-learning video that I've also attached on Google Classroom, if you haven't watched that, go back and watch it. Okay, it's just below this first lesson on Google Classroom. I mentioned on that video about a to-do list. I said at the start of every week I would upload a to-do list of what we are going to achieve during the week. So by the end of the week, we'll have the whole to-do list done. This is the to-do list, okay? Here on the left column. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. These are the topics, the objectives that we are going to achieve by the end of the week. So this is your to-do list. Now, I also mentioned in the video that it wouldn't be a case that at the start of every week on Sunday, you'd click into this document and you'd see all of these days filled up. No. I am going to go through this day by day. So for Sunday today, 22nd of March, for our social studies classes, I put the topic, the learning objectives, and the instructions to achieve those objectives. Hopefully that makes sense, because it'll be the same for Monday. When you click on Google Classroom to this document, Monday's instructions will be uploaded so that you can achieve these learning objectives. Same idea for Tuesday. The instructions will be uploaded to achieve the objectives of Tuesday, and so on. By the end of the week, all this work will be done. Now, there was a couple of questions about the sign-in. How can I possibly sign in, mark my attendance online? Again, guys, there's so many easy ways to do it. This is the way we're going to do it. When you click into this document to our classroom, you are going to take your seats in your comfortable learning environment in your own homes, and you are going to sign in. So you're going to click on this link when it loads. It's being very slow. Wait. Okay. After clicking on that link, this document will appear. Next, the 22nd of March, can you please all write your names? Okay. I will be watching this document at the time our class is scheduled to see who is online. Okay. I'm not going to start the class until I see at least 10 names on this list. Okay, so I really don't want it to be a case that it comes to 11:30 or 11:35, we'll say, and there's only 2 names up there. Please sign in as soon as you log on and get onto this document. That is going to be how you sign in, because all this information, all the names that appear here, I am going to copy and paste in an email, send them to Miss Tara, Mr. Darren, as the attendance for the school day. I think you know, seeing as you're in grade 10, that the attendance is very important, so please sign in. Again, I'm going to update this every day. It's the same idea. For Monday, you're going to click on the sign in option and come to this document. You're going to sign in over here. I'll update the dates as we go, and so on. So by the end of the week, we'll have 5 days completed with the attendance. Okay, let's head back to our document. Right, question asking is another thing I want to tackle. If there is any confusion, again, about the instructions of the class or the objectives, or if you click into a resource like here, you might come across a difficult question or a difficult word. If you do have questions, there are 2 ways to do it. You can ask me privately over Google Classroom. It'll send straight to my email and I will answer it. Or you can pop down here to the end of this document and type out your question underneath this title. I will be watching this document, the attendance or the sign-in sheet, and Google Classroom and my email excessively during the day. From 9 till 1, I'm going to be watching those pages like a hawk, okay? Because that's the time we're all going to be at school, so I will make sure to answer them when you ask me any questions. Okay, so that's how we're going to be communicating with each other. If needs be, I can set up a voice or a video conference, but you know what, guys, I actually don't think we need to. This will hopefully work. Again, we'll have to do the trial run today, but so far the other class has done it quite well, so I think we'll be okay as well. Okay, so questions, Google Classroom, or the option down here, and I will answer them as soon as I can. Okay, so that is pretty much the routine for the lessons and the weeks to come. So what are we doing today? Let's get straight in to social studies class for Sunday the 22nd of March. Okay, like I said, the topic for today is refreshing and confirming our knowledge. The learning objectives for today, imagine these 2 have been written on the board, okay? The board in room 207. Same idea, learning objectives written. Have a little read through them again. Try and understand that by doing or completing these instructions, we will have achieved these 2 learning objectives. Okay, what I want you guys to do first is a quick quiz. I'm slightly concerned that because it was quite a spontaneous break up for spring break, no one really expected it. There was a lot of stress, anxiety, emotions were running high in the last couple of weeks, that it's quite easy to forget the information that we learned prior to spring break, okay? We're only human, that's going to happen. But I know for a fact that information is still up there in the heads. We just have to bring it out, okay? We have to refresh our memories, okay? So what we're going to do to try and do that is a quick quiz. Now I say quick, but I think this is going to take easily 15 to 20 minutes. I would hope that you can do this without your notes. Really test and challenge yourself. Ask yourself, okay, without the aid or the help of my notes, what can I remember? So please try not use your notes for the time being. This is really a demonstration of what you can remember. If you really are struggling and you aren't getting any of the answers correct, then okay, I will accept some notes to help you. By doing either of those options, what we're going to get at the end of it is the first learning objective. We are going to be thinking about things. We're going to be remembering things. We are going to be refreshing our memories of what we were looking at before spring break. Okay, I would suggest you take 15 to 20 minutes to do that. If you want to do that now, pause, work away. As soon as you're finished that, click submit, and that information will send directly to me, to my email, and I will also have a look at it. It's great because all this information then is measured up in tables and some form of statistics, and it gives me an idea of, okay, we can move on, or no, we need to go back over that point, okay? So if you want to do that now, pause me and off you go. Once you are finished that quiz, I want you guys to finish some assignments. Some of you have done these already, and thank you so much for doing it, but some others haven't, okay? So what I really need for you guys to do today is just to finish up what we had started after spring break, so tomorrow we can move on, fresh start, okay? Especially with Unit 2, because that's what we're starting tomorrow. So once you finish your quiz, finish your digital divide project and your paragraph. Okay, the instructions for both of these are on Google Classroom, so please log on to that to have a look. I'll even go back myself. So we're on Social Studies 10 classwork. Where is it? Okay. Now, here is our paragraph. To what extent... I have to click into that there now. Why isn't that working? There it is. To what extent does globalization shape identity? I think it was. Yeah. To what extent does globalization shape identity? That paragraph, that question in particular, is rounding up everything we've learned in Unit 1 of Social Studies. Okay. In class, we came up with a spider diagram or a diagram of some sort that combined all the information we learned in Unit 1 into one diagram. Use that information to answer that question. I'll also attach some more instructions about how to form that structure of the paragraph. We went through it in class, but just in case you need, again, refreshing, I will upload that. It's the whole idea of using the question to introduce the paragraph, using it to conclude the paragraph, making sure that you're linking your points back to the question. I'll include that information up there as well. But please get that paragraph done. It's only 5 points, which suggests I want at least 5 solid points in there. That would be a very good informative paragraph. Finish that paragraph, and if we can go back again to our classwork and our digital divide, where is that one? There it is. Okay, again guys, a lot of you have done this, but I think some of you have not. I am going to name and shame here. There's a couple of you down here who have not yet submitted digital divide, so please, please, please do so at the end of the day. Because if you go back to this document, both of these assignments are due today. Make sure to look on Google Classroom for all instructions. Submit by 5 p.m. Guys, I'm sticking to that. I am going to sit down at 5, correct them. Any assignments that are submitted after, I'm not correcting them. So please get them in by 5. You've had plenty of time to do them. Most of you are finished the digital divide. So I'd say the majority of you just have to finish up your paragraph. Now, if there are a couple amongst you who are finished those and you're probably saying, well, I'm done that, so what can I do for the last 20 minutes of class? Well, here's something for you, as well as just a note for everyone else. Number 3, unit test next Sunday. Yes, I know the circumstances are